questions to ask throughout a campaign with the confidence rising. I told WDF don't switch, good times are coming on even deep diving. Fan cams, reactions, watch along, still the pride of London thriving. The Eagles of South they flying, keep your eyes on us, we ain't hiding.
Happy New Year everyone, and welcome back to Transfer Weekly, the show where I tell you all about all of the rumours and all of the transfer news that is revolving around Crystal Palace in this January transfer window. These episodes will be released every single Monday in this transfer window, so there'll be 4 episodes and then obviously a live stream on deadline day. Also, please remember to check out all of the shorts and TikToks because you'll be getting the Palace news slightly faster without any analysis. So please go and check them out as you'll get your news slightly faster than you will on here. Alright, let's get into it. First up we have Wesley França. He's not the brother of Matheus França, which we've already bought from Flamengo, but he is another player that Crystal Palace are looking at purchasing, which does currently play for Flamengo. He is a 20-year-old right-back, which with 2 years left on his contract. Wesley França has only started playing football regularly in the Flamengo first team in the 2023 season. This is due to Felipe Luis and Mafuzinho, who are Flamengo's 2 starting right-backs, and then both being out injured. He's had his chance and he's taken it very well. Because he's done that, he's now gotten himself 27 starts and 35 total appearances for Flamengo this season, which, to be fair, for someone so young and just breaking through into the first team from their youth academy is actually very impressive. Obviously, after speaking with Statman Dan, who is a self-proclaimed Flamengo fan, he says that Wesley França thinks and plays like he is the next Cafu. So let's talk about his play style. He's a right-back that loves to bomb up and down the wing, and he loves to drive with the ball. He's very good at taking on his opponent. Dan even says sometimes that he thinks he's more of a winger rather than a right-back, but that is something that we've just desperately needed. Someone that can pick up the ball and drive forwards, because currently our fullbacks are very old, very slow and not very forward thinking, so this would just be a breath of fresh air if you ask me. He also says that the weakness in his game is definitely his defending, but his forward play there's nothing to critique about because he creates loads of big chances, he creates assists, and he's just a all-around pretty solid right-back if I'm honest. However, you're saying that he's not that good at defending, but his stats are with 1.1 interceptions per 90 and 2.1 tackles per 90, it does show that he gets stuck in. Even though he may not be the best tackler, the best defender, the best at doing interceptions, he's still there, he's still getting stuck in. And he's very pacey, very physical, and I think he'll benefit a team like Crystal Palace with the fullbacks we've currently got. I think it'll be a breath of fresh air. There's a lot of mixed signals with Wesley to Palace. This is because Manzi Bobby has said that Palace are targeting him for a move in January, but it is unlikely. However, another Brazilian article is saying that the deal's already done. He signed a contract to Crystal Palace. I think we all know that that is absolute nonsense, but there's a lot of information that's just either being made up to force a move through or what, but I'm not really sure. It's a little bit confusing. However, Sport Witness says that he'll cost between 12 to 15 million euros. In my opinion, that doesn't sound that bad for a Brazilian right-back that's 20 years old. However, Dan says that he will not improve our team whatsoever immediately, and he'll need a few years to develop. But he does say that, in a few more years, he could be absolutely incredible for us. But in my opinion, I take any right-back right now. We haven't actually replaced Wan-Bissaka, and that's been 5 years ago now. And if you ask me, if we could get a young 20-year-old Brazilian right-back with loads and loads of potential that has, I wouldn't say he's like Cafu, but he's got similar attributes to him, then why not? I don't think it's a bad idea. If França cost us 20 and this guy might cost us 12, why not? I think it'll be a good move. On to the next player. Pierre Ekwah is a 21-year-old French defensive midfielder that currently stands at 6'1". Currently contracted to Sunderland until June 2027. He's really cemented himself into Sunderland's starting 11, and it shows because he's got 18 starts and 19 total appearances so far this season, which is really good for a player as young as him breaking into the first team this season. He is a left-footed midfielder, which is very comfortable using his right foot too. Plays primarily on the right side of Sunderland's midfield as an 8, and he has great stamina to get running up and down the pitch all game. He's got great defensive qualities and great offensive qualities. He's very good at taking long shots, intercepting passes, being very physical at such a young age, and he's very composed on the ball. As a midfielder, he really does like to drift to the right-hand side and likes to help out on the right wing and cut inside on his left foot. Very similar to what Conor Gallagher used to do. He used to help out Michael Elise on that right-hand side when he was in midfield. Elise would tuck into midfield as he would go out wide, and there'd sort of be like a partnership there. He's still not afraid to move elsewhere in the pitch, and because he's left-footed, he can actually cut in on his left foot similar to what Michael Elise can do. I'm not saying that he's as good as shooting and he's as good as anything as Michael Elise on his left foot, because Michael Elise's left foot is a wand. But he's there, he can do reverse crosses, he can shoot, and he can drive with the ball. At such a young age, being so composed on the ball and having all this different playing style to his game at such a young age. He's just such a good player, and unfortunately I think he might cost a few quid. Honestly, I think because of his age, all of the Premier League clubs which are currently interested in signing him, he's on a very long-term contract at Sunderland, and West Ham have a hefty sell-on fee, which I've seen reported. He's going to cost a lot of money, isn't he? I'd estimate between 10 and 15 million pounds. And to be honest, I think he would fit. I think for the fact that Doucouré's out for so long, he's out till the end of the season, I think that he'll be the perfect fit to replace Doucouré until he's back. However, I do believe that he does have lots of qualities that are better than David Ozo, but I feel like after seeing what Ozo's done against City, against Liverpool, I don't really see the reason in buying this guy. I know that he's better than Ozo, but I'm sure if we put some faith into Ozo, that he'd develop exactly like this guy is. Sunderland have put him into the Championship, and he's doing very well. But Ozo's played against two of the best teams in the country and probably the best team in the world, and he didn't look out of place. So I think if we actually don't have to spend this kind of money, we could spend this 10, 50 million pounds elsewhere. We can maybe buy the France, or we can maybe buy another player. We can maybe buy a striker that we actually need. If the management team actually put some trust into Ozo, and there's no need to spend any money here, we can save money, and if anything, Ozo's still younger than him. Maybe Ozo's got a higher ceiling. They've got the same body frame. I think that they're both physically built for the Premier League. But, is there any need to spend the money? However, I'm not saying that I don't want this Pierre Ekwah, but looking at it in a business perspective, I don't think that is the best option for me. Put in the comments who you'd rather. Put some more trust in Ozo or buy Pierre Ekwah. Put in the comments below. Jack Wells-Morrison is one of our own. He is a 19-year-old English midfielder who currently plays for Crystal Palace's under 21s and under 23s teams. He's already making that step to move up to older age groups because he's too good for the younger ones. He has been a very standout performer for our youth setup for a few years now, and he's getting a lot of interest from some professional teams. This is exactly what is needed to help further his career and really accelerate his development. His dream is to captain Crystal Palace one day, and if I'm honest, going out on loan is probably the best next steps for him to do to achieve that goal. There are multiple teams in League One which are currently out here wanting his services, but most notably for him is Charlton Athletic. I think this would be a good place for him to go on loan purely because of the recent success of Jezren Ratsaki when he was on loan over there, getting goals and assists and being trusted with a lot of game time there. He'll get a lot of game time there, and it's not too far from his house. He won't have to move. It's not too far from Palace. So if I'm honest, he don't have to change anything in his personal life. He literally just has to go and train and play at a slightly different stadium. Personally, I think this is the best kind of move for him. It's not too far away. I think he'll be comfortable. He can still come and see his friends at Palace, just like Jez used to do. But the only thing that I think that could maybe stall his progress of going here is that he is a Palace fan and he may not want to play for Charlton. But if I'm honest, this is probably a great move for his career, and I think he really should consider and go for this. Finally, Ademola Ola Adebomi, who is absolutely killing it right now in the under-23s this season for Crystal Palace. He is a 20-year-old striker that has got 7 goals, 1 assist and 10 appearances in this 2023 season so far. And he's getting a lot of attention from some League One teams, just like Jack Morrison. This is a great place to go. Like Jez done it last season, Killian Phillips done it last season. League One just seems like a great place to go if you're a youth talent and you're trying to get experience and further your career. Edmund Brack, who is a very reliable source when it comes to information about Crystal Palace, has said that Shrewsbury Town are leading the race to sign Adebome. This is a good move, I think, because Killian Phillips went there last season and absolutely killed it. He's got himself a new move to Wickham now, and he don't look out of place. He looks like one of their standout players. And because of this, I feel like we've got a good relationship with Shrewsbury, and I feel like it's good to keep sending your players to known places so that they get comfortable with having our players on loan, and they can sort of develop our players for us while we give them a great talent for them to use for the season. And, you know, just keep cycling it. All our talents, we send them there, they get to use them and develop them, and we get the benefits, and they also get a great player for a season. So it's a great transaction between the two clubs, and it's good that we've got a relationship with so many League One, such a good relationship with so many League One teams at the moment. They are currently 17th in the table, and their only issue is scoring goals. Them getting such an informed goal scorer right now, it's probably going to be a recipe for a masterpiece down there, and I hope that he does go there and starts banging in the goals. With him being such in form and Hodgson not using him or giving him a chance at Palace, even though we've got no striking options off the bench, why not go on loan? It would be a great place for him to go and get some experience, and he's not going to get the experience under Hodgson, is he? So, you know, might as well. I think that's the best thing for his career right now. And yes, guys, that is all for episode 1 of Transfer Weekly in this January transfer window. Thank you guys for watching. Please put in the comments down below what rumours or what kind of players you want me to cover next week, and put it in the comments. And also remember to check out the TikToks and the shorts to get your news a little bit more up to date without any analysis. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'll see you next week. Up the Palace. Eagles!